Hello friends, welcome to my channel. It's me Raju Vishal. In my previous video I have discussed about the Wigner-Ricard theorem, and at the final we have found that the matrix element of any vector is proportional to matrix element of total angular momentum, and that is they are related by some constant. So in this projection theorem we will compute the value of that proportionality constant, and then we will also discuss what is called the projection theorem. So without delay, let us begin. So first of all, here we will consider one j dot v operator, and then we will do its restriction on the epsilon kj basis. On doing that, we can find the value of proportionality constant of the Wigner-Ricard theorem. So okay, consider the operator j dot v. Its restriction to epsilon kj is pkj j dot v pkj. This pkj is identity operator, or it is also called projection operator. Okay, so for finding the value of alpha kj, that is proportionality constant of Wigner-Ricard theorem, we will use the commutation relation, that is commutation of j with pkj equal to 0. This is proved by once taking the commutation of jz with pkj, that would be 0. Likewise, if we take commutation of j plus and j minus with pkj, that would also be 0. Yes, from the previous definition of jz and j plus j minus, how will they operate on the kit? You can compute this commutation relation. For that, you have to remember j while operating the kit kj, it will give yom h cut kj, and for j plus it would give h cut root under j plus 1 minus yom plus 1 kj yom plus 1, and j minus while operating the kit kj will give h cut root under j plus 1 minus yom minus 1 kj yom minus 1. Okay, by using that definition you can simply calculate this computation for all the jz, j plus and j minus. This should be 0. So in general we can write the computation of j with projection operator, or pkj, this is also called identity operator, is 0. So by from this, how we can expand this? Now we will expand this. Since this j and pkj commute with each other, so for j pkj we can write pkj j and vice versa. Okay, here is pkj j dot v pkj. So this pkj and j can be exchanged because of this commutation relation. So we have exchanged these two over here. J pkj and v pkj is there. So again in this identity operator means summation j ket kj and bra kj. So while operating by this, keep j as it is. So here is pkj and here is v pkj, means from this here would be bra of kj and here would be ket of kj. So from these two you can write the middle one terms matrix element of v, and we have already proved in that Wigner-Ricard theorem the matrix element of v is proportional to that of j. So you can put there alpha kj j and then pkj pkj, okay, and then that j and pkj can be again exchanged over, and then pkj into pkj would be equal to pkj. You can find that over here. Again I am going to discuss this. First we have exchanged pkj and j, so this became, and for other terms we have left as they are. So from there j is already over here, so 1j became, and from here pkj means simply and bra K J. This is the definition of pkj. So from here, in place of pkj we can write this, and b we will leave as it is, and again in place of pkj we will write this. But we have already discussed this epsilon kj is orthonormal basis. So pkj b pkj will leads to pkj alpha kj and j. Okay. From here we will get, while operating these three, we'll get here alpha kj and j and pkj. Okay. From there j and j became j square, alpha kj pkj became. And since the basis is orthonormal, we can use that basis kate wherever we want. Okay, that's no problem. So while finding the, from here pkj we can use this kate. Okay, again since j will leave the kate unchanged, so in place of j square while operating to this we can write j plus 1 h cut square and kj. So again it will make pkj. In place of j square we can write j plus 1 h cut square. So alpha kj as it is, and that pkj also would be remain as it is. So we wrote this. So from here we see that for the restriction of j dot v in epsilon kj basis, we can write j plus 1 h cut square alpha kj pkj. That is, from this we see that the expectation of j dot v or restriction of j dot v, that is same. Restriction of j dot v in epsilon kj is equal to identity operator multiplied by j plus 1 alpha kj. Okay, this is identity operator multiplied by j plus 1 h cut square alpha kj. So if we take the expectation value of j dot v in orthonormal basis, we can write kj only, also kjm also. Then j dot v equal to kate kjm j dot v, sorry, bra kjm j dot v kjm. If we add here identity operator, then we can add here kate kjm and here bra kjm. So for that would be equal to pkj j dot v pkj, which value we have already found over here. pkj j dot v pkj equal to j plus 1 h cut square alpha kj, and on substituting that over here we will get j plus 1 h cut square alpha kj. From here we also can write alpha kj equal to expectation of j dot v divided by j plus 1 h cut square also. This j plus 1 h cut square would be equal to the expectation value of j square. Simply if we use identity relation and the scalar product of orthonormal basis with itself equal to 1, by using these two relations we can prove this. So here, from here we found the value of proportionality constant of Wigner-Ricard theorem. So the proportionality constant is equal to the ratio of expectation value of j dot v with j square. Or if we write the matrix element of any vector in terms of matrix element of j, then we can express in this way, matrix element of any vector is equal to expectation value of j dot v divided by expectation value of j square and j. This is the proportionality constant which we have found in the case of Wigner-Ricard theorem. So from the above relation we found out the value of proportionality constant in the Wigner-Ricard theorem, and the final relation is called projection theorem, and this relation is called projection theorem. Simply this relation, matrix element of any vector is equal to the expectation value of scalar product of vector with total angular momentum divided by expectation value of total angular momentum square into j, that is matrix element of total angular momentum. This is called the projection theorem. Okay, this much for today friends. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. Bye.